This is going to be the short form version of Prom 2026 solely because I made it in the vertical ratio. Now let's get started. Mama Nikki and Lulu, my second mom and my other little sister, they hit me up and were like, we need you again this year for Prom 2026. And I said, for sure, look at these designs, look at all this fabric, look at all this research. They picked one and it's time to get started. Now at the beginning of 2026, I was an associate designer for the formal wear brand Azazi. Big city girl doing big city things, period. Look at that view, gorgeous, right? But then I was like, you know what? I want to be closer to home. I want to be with my family. Aww. Well, before I could do that, I had to get started on this because Azazi had the dress form that I needed. So I made a muslin mock-up while I was still working, and then I said, deuces, this is my last day of work, and I left. Made the pattern so I could make me a muslin mock-up, went and got the fabric that they chose for the design that they liked, made my little mock-up, and then packed up my entire house, my entire sewing room, and said bye to my sister, Kelsey, forever ago, and showed up in Georgia. Now, we're going to skip to the second fitting because no one needs to see Lulu wearing that ugly piece of crap that I first made for her to try on. That was just to make sure my measurements were right. That was just to make sure my math was good. And obviously my math was good because now we're on to the second fitting. Gotta find my boning placement, gotta make sure the bow is the right length, gotta pin all the embellishments on, check my trims, make sure everything is going to be in the right place before I start sewing things together and making the outer part of it. And oof, this is just the inside of the dress, and it's already coming together nicely. We were very happy to keep going. Now, I pulled up to Georgia with no place to live, so I was staying with my mom. So I was making this dress on the floor of my mom's apartment, at least at this point. Also, her date needed a matching suit jacket, so we used the bottom fabric material to put on the back of the jacket into the form of a cross, which was a wonderful idea, so of course I did it. So this is the last fitting, making sure that I'm pinning all the embellishments right where they need to be before I start going in with all that hand sewing, and making sure that they fill in all the extra trims, and then here we go. Hand sewing all day, all night, on the floor of my new apartment now. That's right, y'all. I had upgraded from hand sewing on my mom's floor to hand sewing on my own floor, like a real big girl. How are you doing? I know, such a deep voice for a 10-year-old. It's so crazy. Had to hand sew all the jacket too, not the snag. I steamed the garments for them because I'm a professional, packed it up nice and beautifully, and this is the first look. He was so happy. I wrote them little love letters saying thank you for letting me make that dress for them. They were so happy with the quality. The inside of the dress is nice and clean, and then the day of prom, they got dressed in the hotel room and had their first look, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful. The hair, the makeup, everything. Took some time to do a little photo shoot with a professional photographer. They were so cute. Like, high schoolers are adorable. They're just so little and also big, and she was getting so many compliments, especially when they pulled up in this chariot. Oh, I'm telling you, Atlanteans know how to do prom. Now here's a couple seconds of the photos, but you should really be looking at my account to see the full photos, so go check that out. I love y'all. Thanks for watching. Bye.